Hello, my name's Claudia Byer-Tyre and I'm representing Long Island Girl Talk. Today I have the pleasure of interviewing Miss Robinson, and she is a part of the Hempstead community, but she's also a participant in the Hofstra Oral History Project. When she was younger, as I interviewed her, I had the privilege of watching an interview that she had taken for the project, and she explained that during her childhood she was transferred from one school to another to a more segregated school district in the 1940s. Can you explain more about that, please?
Yes. Back in the 30s, I went to Franklin Street School in Hempstead. And when I was in the second grade, they suddenly, transferred me to Prospect Street School, which was also in Hempstead, but on the other end of town. Of course, I was very upset because I liked Franklin Street School, and I understand the parents were very upset as well. They claimed that they transferred us because of neighborhood schools, but we knew this wasn't really true because we were closer to Franklin Street School, and there were other kids who were white who were closer to Prospect Street School, and we used to cross. They're going to Franklin and we're going to Prospect. That didn't really make sense. Our parents went to NAACP about it. I don't know what transpired. I have no idea because I was so young. But anyway, we didn't get back to Franklin Street School, I know that. And I graduated finally from from Prospect Street School, and I went to Hempstead High School. While I was in Prospect Street School, which was grades kindergarten to 8th grade, the children, one or two of my friends were at Franklin Street School. They said, "Don't you have this study? Aren't you studying this? We're studying that. You say you're not studying." And we realized we were not studying the same curricula, you know? So life went on, and we went to high school, Hempstead High School. It was one of the best schools in the country. But when we got there, my friend Gloria and I were in the same class. The teacher said, "We're going to go real quickly over what we forgot this summer," and she wrote on the board, and I never saw all this. Gloria looked at me and I looked at Gloria. We didn't know. Every class it was the same thing, and we were both on the honor roll at Prospect. So we went back. This went on for a couple of weeks that we was just lost. So we went back to our 8th grade teacher at Prospect, and we said to her, "Why is it that we don't know what everybody else knew?" Because in those days, Hempstead High had people from East Meadow, people from West Hempstead, people from Uniondale, all over. It was just huge, you know. And we knew that we didn't have what Franklin Street School offered because our friends had told us. So she said, "Because we didn't think you were going to go to college." So we went home and told our mothers and our fathers this. So I don't know what happened with NAACP because, like I said, I was so young. But somehow or another, Gloria and I persevered, and we got through, and we both graduated, and we both went to college.
Did you have any role models that you could, I guess, look towards during this time?
None. There were no black teachers at all. By profession, I'm a registered nurse. There were no black nurses either. So we had no, and my parents, they were not educated. You know, they went to 5th grade, 6th grade, so they couldn't even help us, you know. So Gloria and I and another girl, Dolores, we just did it on our own, really. We got through school on our own. And the three of us have finished college and whatever. The first black nurse was at what they call Meadowbrook Hospital years ago. It's now Nassau University Hospital. And you'll see a small hospital buildings in the back of that big tall building. That was Meadowbrook at that time. I worked under this nurse. She was the only black nurse around for years. And finally she became head nurse, and then finally I became head nurse. She was very, very intelligent. She was very committed to teaching us what was, to be in medicine and so forth and in nursing.
What did you feel it took to, rise above the obstacles that...
Well, it took perseverance, I'll tell you that, because we had no foundation. We were just out there floundering. Some of the other children's parents were college graduates, and they were helping their children. I took 3 years of Latin. I don't know how I got through, but I got through. But I didn't have anyone to help me. I would ask this girl that sat next to me. I said, "How do you get that?" She said, "My mother took Latin." Hey, my mother didn't take Latin. She got through 5th or 6th grade. Actually, I'm the first college graduate from my family. So we just didn't have anyone to be a role model. There was no nurses to be a role model until Mrs. King came to town. And she was the only one for years. And then I became one.
For the viewers, could you talk a little bit more about, the stages of school during the 40s and 30s?
The stages of school?
Yes.
Well, it was good. I liked Franklin Street School as a little kid. I don't know why I liked it, but I remember liking it. I was in a lot of activities there. I have pictures showing myself in activities. Prospect School didn't have those kind of activities. So it was just school. I went to high school, and I tell you, I got a very good education there. I even learned the Greek national anthem there. I went to Greece and I sang it for my girl. This was another friend. She was from Franklin Street School. We went on a trip to Greece, and we were in the store, and the Greek national anthem came on the radio, and we sang with the radio, the Greek national anthem. And the proprietor was he was so enthused over us. He came and he hugged and he kissed us, And we just got a wonderful education at Hempstead High School. It was one of the top 10 high schools in the country at that time. And when I went away to college, the director told me, said, "Your school was really highly rated."
Do you feel that all of the students realized that Prospect School wasn't as good of an educational building as...
Well, in those days, I don't know about now because I don't have children in school, but in those days they had different programs. They had the business program, they had shop program, they had academic. I took academic. My friend Gloria and Dolores took academic. So I don't know whether they felt it as keenly as we did, that the school did not teach us. They did not teach us right. So maybe that's why we felt it more so than going for business or shop or whatever. Or the other one was home economics. That's what they taught, home economics.
What do you feel was the real reason that they sent you from Franklin School?
Well, it must have been racially motivated, because why am I living there, Franklin Street School, and the white kids are living near Prospect, and we are going to school passing each other? Something was strange about that, I would think. As a kid, it looked strange to us, because we would talk to them on the way to school. We would talk, "Why are you going up to Franklin School?" They say, "Well, why are you going to Prospect?" But they claimed it was neighborhood that they were you know, people would go to the neighborhood school. Seemingly, I would be going to Franklin Street School, since that's where I was closest to, instead of walking all the way down here to Prospect. And seemed as if they would go to the Prospect instead of coming all the way to Franklin Street School, you know.
Did it ever occur to you and your classmates to work together to try to study for school, or?
I always studied by myself, and it was only Gloria and Dolores. Dolores was in another class. Gloria was in most of my classes, but we just studied independently, and that's all we had was each other, you know. But I like studying by myself. I still like to study by myself.
Do you feel that there were any positive effects from this change or situation?
You mean from coming from Franklin Street School and going to Prospect?
Yes.
Well, I think it made me a stronger person. It made me a person who not only was I committed, because when I got there to Hempstead High School and found out there was so much, I had no foundation, you know. I didn't know English until I took Latin. And so it made me a stronger person because I persevered, Gloria persevered, Dolores persevered. We studied and we overcame, and we graduated. We went to college and we graduated, and everybody had careers. So it made me stronger because I knew what I had to do, and I did it.
Do you feel that this strength has gone with you through adulthood?
Yes, yes, because I think that any kind of obstacle that I come across or that passes me, that I'm going to be committed, and I'm going to take care of this, and I'm going to do it.